Hello, dear souls, and you are. Um, Welcome to my channel. My name is Jacob. For those of you who don't know me, I am a Reiki practitioner, and I have been working with the Arcturians. I was invited to work with them pretty much exclusively in 2018, and so I've been channeling them ever since. And most of my messages really directly come from them and those higher realms and frequencies. And so today, the big question is a really big one, or at least for me, all of my life. And that question, or those questions, are: what is spirit, and who is God? Those are huge, right? Like, how could we definitively answer those questions? But I can tell you, with the guidance of the Arcturians, that I would not be able to give this message to you if what I had to tell you right now didn't have some merit. It just would not be allowed to happen. So, and you know, let me just give you a little bit of background when it comes to me, just because I know that there's a lot of Christians that are probably going to fall onto this page, and I'm really glad, because I know what it's like to come from a Christian background, even a Catholic based background, and to have a spiritual awakening. And oh man, it was a wild ride, and I'm just here to help really all types of people from all types of religions, just to kind of help bridge the gap for them. But really, my people are the Christians, because I've been there, and it's just really, really wild. So I grew up in primarily a Christian family. We believed very much in God and Jesus, and I just knew that, I just knew all about it growing up. And we went to church together. In fact, I spent summers at Catholic camp, and I had a nanny for 14 hours a day for 14 years of my life, and she was Portuguese, didn't speak a word of English, still doesn't really speak a word of English, and she oh, I have a bloom. Oh, I'm sorry. What a beautiful I just caught that. Oh, it's so beautiful. I feel like that's so special right now. She was Catholic. She was devout Catholic, and she prayed on her rosary every day, and she had a picture of the Last Supper up on the living room wall. And so I grew up with Jesus in my life, and I took myself to church when I was about 10 years old. My parents were going through a divorce, and I just felt like the only way that I could get through it was to go to church and to learn the word and the gospel. So I know my word very, very well. And so I just kind of want to start there. When I had my awakening, I learned things about, I guess I should say I relearned things about the gospel. And at first, it was hard. In fact, at first I couldn't even really see the gospel in the same way, and I had lots of questions as to, what is this? Is this even real? Is this a lie? It was really very confusing for me. And I had my awakening in 2018, and then very shortly after, as I started kind of coming into myself and really understanding the world in a new way, I was then shortly after invited directly by the Arcturians to work with them. And so I have been ever since, and I've really only been sharing as I channel the last year or so. So I'm doing that today, and I wanted to answer these questions. What is spirit and who is God? Because when I was invited to work with the Arcturians, they showed themselves to me and what they are and who they are, and essentially, they do have or have manifested their form in front of me, their physical form. It's a manifestation really of frequency, and that's really what this is all about. The spirit world is all about frequency and energy and vibration. And I can tell you it was the most breathtaking experience of my entire life, next to having my children. And in that moment when this being manifested before me, there was a telepathic communication between us, and I immediately felt so humbled and in such awe of the love that surrounded me. And these higher frequencies really know what we ask before we even ask it. And it was like in this telepathic moment, in this communication of frequency and vibration and energy, I asked this being, who is God? Show me God. And I'll explain it to you. It's really fascinating and so simple, and yet so not what I expected. This being showed me this light, and it was like a pink hue of light, like fuchsia, and it's really the color of the crown chakra. Crown chakra is associated with like that pink kind of fuchsia or white, and this light was just, it was infinite, and I didn't just see it as light, I saw it as energy, and it was just this flowing energy, and it was just so beautiful, and this being showed me this flow of energy light as it was passing in and out of people and plants and animals and just crystals, and just in and out. If you could just imagine this infinite energy just passing in and out of this plant and into that crystal and into me and into you and into a tree and into a flower and into, that's what it was like. And that was God. They were showing me God is energy. God is spirit. And that's really no surprise to a Christian, because Jesus said God is spirit, and that those who worship God in the spirit. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show, Ancient Aliens. There's a lot of truth to it, and the reason I say that is because Jesus said God is spirit, and that was in the book of John, and angels are spirits, and that was in the book of Hebrews. And and so now we're identifying God as spirit. Well, what is spirit? Well, spirit is energy. And I think that we really all know that. We don't think about it, but we know that spirit is energy. I mean, I have found myself in times of knowing others who are grieving the loss of a loved one, even myself. And, we ask them things like, how are your spirits today? And what we really mean is, what's your energy like? How's your energy? How are you holding up, right? How's your energy holding up? And Jesus identified spirit as energy too. In fact, he said, the wind blows where it wishes, and you hear the sound it makes, but you don't know where it comes from or where it's going. And it's a lot like that with the spirit. So right there, Jesus is identifying spirit as energy. And we know that wind is energy, right? And it has a power behind it. And so Jesus is really relating God, he says God is spirit. And he's saying that spirit is energy by using the wind analogy. So, being that God is spirit and angels are spirits, and when you think about the show Ancient Aliens and how they relate angels to aliens or extraterrestrials, I don't really like the word aliens. I like extraterrestrials. I like inner, I like to. I just like that word better. It feels better for me. But even more so, higher realms or frequencies, they're even better to me too, because the way that I view the Arcturians is they are just their frequency, and the only way for the mind, or my mind, to really make sense of them is for them to appear in a physical form, because the Bible says that God is spirit and angels are spirits, right? I view the Arcturians as angels. They're coming to me, they're manifesting in front of me. And so by analogy, we can assume that everything in the spirit realm is spirit, right? By what the Bible says. Just as all things in the material realm are composed of matter. So spirit itself is actually antimatter. And the spiritual world is really, can only be seen as the third eye. And so it's really very simple. Extraterrestrials, depending on what kind of energy you're bringing into you, into your space, into your body, into your biofield scientifically, or your aura is what we call it spiritually, we are able to experience these extraterrestrials, these angels. And I've been so blessed to work with the Arcturians, and really just having my chakras completely aligned all the time and just open. Then my crown chakra is always open, and I'm always able to take in this this knowledge that they provide to me so that I can then share it with you. And that's really what I believe Jesus was saying when he said, in love, serve one another, and that, he said, I am the bread from heaven, meaning that, that Christ consciousness is really the food that we take in, the knowledge that we take in is the true bread. And then we give it to others, right? Because Jesus fed 5,000, and to feed means to teach. So it's simple, it's super simple. We make it so much more difficult than it is. We make God out to be some man in the clouds, and God just isn't that. It's just something that we've created in our material world. We have to really believe that God is just a man with a beard or something in the clouds, and God is within us, and all around us. I mean, look at this beautiful plant, and these high frequency crystals, and even this flame. I mean, is there not love in flame? It keeps us warm. It provides for us. We're able to cook our meals with it. God is energy. God is spirit. Spirit is energy. And that energy is love. Love. And I can tell you this, and the Arcturians really want to stress this, that if it is not love, energy, it is not God. So with that being said, it's really important to take care of our physical vessels. Be careful what we eat. Be careful what we drink. Be careful who we surround ourselves with and what we surround ourselves with. Because everything comes with a vibration, a frequency, and ultimately that is energy. And that energy is either good or it's bad. And God is love. So there you have it. I mean, right? It's super simple. And, it's so liberating. At least it was for me in that moment to, be given that clarification that as I was even thinking the words, that this being of the Arcturians are just the highest frequency. They are the most advanced. And just to have it just I knew that I was resonating in the spirit of God. And like I said, that's what Jesus said, he said that, that God is spirit, and you can only worship God in the spirit. And so I knew that I was right there, because as I questioned, the answers came. I was there, and I try to be there as often as I can, and it's so beautiful. And the more I master this, the more I master, working with energies, the calmer I become, the quieter I become, and the more assured I become. And it really is when you're vibrating in that frequency, you no longer have to really worry or have any fears of encountering any kind of negativity. It's as if you have this shield around you, or aura, or biofield around you, and you just charge through your life, and you just, evil and negativity they just clear the way for you. It's like in the movie The Princess Bride, when the giant just you know, he can just walk through a crowd and everybody just parts, you know. It's kind of like Moses and the parting of the sea, you know. Everything bad, everything negative, it just moves away from you. It's like a Jedi trick or something. Oh, I had to put in a Star Wars reference. My other half will be so proud of me. I really hope this message, you know, reached you on a deep level. It's really coming, you know, from a part of me inside that the Arcturians wish to see everyone at. That's where they're at. That's where they want us to be. And in this 3D reality that we're in, all this junk we've been going through the last, well, like for a long time, right? But last year, mostly. It's time to wake up. It's time to raise our frequency. It's time to perceive things differently and conceive the Christ consciousness. And to share it. And that's our testimony, right? Is sharing our experiences, our witness to the light. And that's me sharing with you. And it's different for everyone, I'm sure. But this is just to offer you some peace of mind, right? Just, that's what we're trying to get to. It's peace of mind. It's higher frequency. It's peace. It's calm in the middle of the storm. And we all need that. And it's time to go back to source. And source is love. And with that being said, I love you guys. That's why I'm here. I'm here to share. I'm here to just share in the joys of being, you know, or resonating fifth dimensionally. As we raise our consciousness from 3D to 5D, or fourth density into 5D, all of those in the higher realms, and lower ones as well, everything spirit in the spirit world, everything's energy in the spirit world, negative energy, good energy, it's all in the spirit world. And this is a spiritual battle we're in. All dimensions must ascend. Every single one. So we're all working together. And that's the beauty of it. So, you know, I hope this message was of value to you. If you liked the message, please like down below. If you loved the message, please share and subscribe if you think that the information was valuable. And as always, I love you guys, and namaste.